talking with Howie Zarin, the head coach of the Langley Rams Football Club. And here we are right back at it, Howie. I'm sure there wasn't much of a break for you, but it is pretty much officially football season already again. Let's go through the offseason. I mean, take me through what it was like to, be the Cohen Cup champs going into an offseason. I saw the guys, dropping the puck at Vancouver Giants games and getting some really nice play, I think, in that lower mainland market. What was it like the offseason being the champs?
Well, it was exciting, especially for the players, right? There's been 3 hard years here for the Rams. So getting back to that winning environment was really good, especially for those third, fourth, and fifth year guys for the Rams. The boys took advantage of it and got a little play with the Cohen Cup at the Giants games, and we'll be there again tomorrow night cheering on our Giants when they play the Prince Albert Raiders. So it's pretty exciting.
2 points in a party. Tell me about that.
I don't even know how I came up with it, to be quite honest. It just rolled off my tongue, and then the boys ran with it, and they get pretty excited. So we just went with the flow.
And so, what does it mean for those that might not know? I know what it means, but what does that mean for the uneducated?
Well, for the uneducated, well, you know what? It's a tight group, a football team, as you very well know, and the guys are out there working hard and putting it all on the line. And when you win a football game, it's 2 points, and after the football game, it's a party. So the boys go out and they enjoy themselves.
Howie, how does it change your job as a recruiter when you go into an off season as the champions of a conference, as a team that challenged for the national championship last year? How does that change your job as you go out and try and put players in?
Well, I think you got to focus a little bit more on getting some guys who are ready. We've obviously added a lot of young guys, but at the same time, I've had to go out there and get ourselves some youth sports guys or some older guys who had just come back from college football down south or whatever the case may be. Last year we kind of slid under the radar till late in the year, and this year we're going to have a big target on our back.
So talk to me about the biggest holes. When you look at your roster where you've seen guys move on, whether it's aging out or moving on, where do you see some of the biggest spots that you have to address?
I think D-line, when you lose, a guy like Charles, just got drafted by the BC Lions. Cameron Cross went off he graduated out and was going to play at the University of Regina. The D-line is we've had to go plug some holes there. And I think we've done that. We've brought in probably 4 or 5 really good D linemen. I don't think any of them are the caliber of Charles quite yet, but all 4 or 5 of them are very good. So they're better than average players, and I think there's a possibility a couple of them could grow into a Charles type player. Also at receiver, you lose the big smooth, you can't replace them. So you got to go out there and find guys that can ball and be game changers. And we lost little Nick, a possession receiver, the little Julian Edelman, I call him. When you lose Gronk and you lose Edelman, you got to go out and find as many receivers as you possibly can. And I think we've plugged those holes. We've added Jared Taylor from Concordia, who I think is going to light this league up. And we got another little surprise coming that we're going to announce probably Friday. Another absolute stud receiver. So I think we'll be better across the board at receiver. We just won't have the big smooth.
What about the strengths? Where do you see as a spot where, hey, I don't have to worry about that when I go and recruit?
Quarterback. We got Duncan Little back, so he's 22 this year. We also got Tristan back. And we've added a good young quarterback in Trey Jones. So we're very strong at quarterback. We're deep at quarterback. O-line, we returned 4/5 of our O-line, and we've added a guy who played a couple years of St. FX and Zach Jansen, and 3 or 4 good young O-linemen. So I think O-line and quarterback are definitely our strengths, and I'm looking forward to seeing those guys.
When you look at the rest of the league, the rest of the conference, I know you're a guy who's you got your sources, you got your intel out there, and some teams are making it pretty easy too. They're just boasting and posting everything that they do this offseason, which is a bit of a new thing for me to watch. what do you see out there around the conference? Are the Rams the favorite in your eyes? I mean, how do you assess what's happened at this point?
Well, I think I mean, you're the champion until you get knocked off. So for that, I think we're the team to beat. We'll have a huge target on our back, but I think this season you're going to see some parity. I mean, you look around the league, whether it's West Shore, Chilliwack, Okanagan, and VI. I think you're going to have 5 very good football teams, and if you don't bring your best effort night in, night out, then that's going to be an L. So I think parity is the big key this year. We're not really big on the whole celebrity thing like some of these other teams are, but that's what gets them going. So I mean, we'll let them do their thing, and we'll just keep our head down and do our work. I know the Okanagan Sun have been very quiet, but me, you, and everybody else, we all know the Okanagan Sun are not going to be a bad football team. So I expect them to be right there at the end of it again, and we'll see.
So I doubt, I would be shocked if your goal was to win the Cohen Cup again. That's not the goal. I know the goal is to win the national championship, to be the team that gets the big ring at the end of the year. And to do that, the bets are, as a betting man, you're probably going to have to beat the Saskatoon Hilltops to do that. And I know that it's a long way off, but is that something that's in your mind as you build your team, as you game plan, as you start to move into the season? I know it's 1 week at a time and it's, hey, we got to win BC first. I know that, but you got to beat a Prairie team that either beat the Hilltops or is the Hilltops. Is that something that's on your mind?
It's been on my mind for about 6 months. So, but it's a pretty simple theory if you think about it. If you can beat the Hilltops, then you should be able to win the Cohen Cup. So, I mean, that's basically what we've been building on. The staff and I have been working hard at the film, and not just this year's film against the Hilltops, but the last few years. And there's a few ways that, you got to have certain things to beat the Hilltops. And I think we've gone out there and got it. You have to be able to run the football. I think we're going to have the best running back in the league. And, I think we're going to have a good change up in the backfield as well. I think our second running back, after what I've seen this weekend, he's going to give teams a handful, and they're not going to know who he is or what he brings to the table. So I'm very excited about our run game. And you got to be able to stop the run. The Hilltops, they like to impose their will on you. So you've got to be strong in the box. And I think we've built our team to be that team.
You talk about last weekend. It was spring camp for your club in Langley. Got on the field for some work. I saw the schedule. Didn't look like a majorly heavy, on-field camp. But what did you see from the group? What'd you like? What didn't you like? How do you review it?
Well, I think the biggest thing I liked is, we didn't have a lot of guys. I think we hit 90 or 95, somewhere in there altogether. I didn't want to hit 100, so that's good. But our group it was a smaller group at camp, but real quickly you can see how tight these guys are. Whether it's we're bringing in about 6 to 8 guys from out of province, and the chemistry those guys developed with the local kids was great. We've got great leadership on our team, and I think that's the biggest reason why these guys gelled after a quick couple of days. So I was very excited to see that. We've added a lot of guys to our coaching staff, and I got to see my first look at how our staff gels together. And, I think we've got a great cast of characters as a coaching staff and a lot of knowledge. So I'm pretty excited to see what we can do this year and put it all together, whether it's the coaching staff and the talent on the field. And I think it's going to be a great mesh.
Howie, I really appreciate your time and your insight as always. And I look forward to another season talking BCFC football with you, my friend. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dom.